AITA for telling my son he's delusional to think that I'll approve his marriage? My son, 25, introduced me to his fiancée Sarah, 20. He informed me yesterday that he was about to marry her. He has dated her for about 7 months in total. I was introduced to her 2 months ago. I will say it outright. I don't like Sarah. She's messy. And by messy I mean she looks like she lives in a dumpster. Rude. She'll cuss you out when you eat the last of the chocolate. Even if it's your chocolate. Because she wanted it. Source. She did it to my daughter. I saw it with my own eyes. Wasteful. And quite conceited. My son and her are banned from family gatherings after a particular incident. I have told my son the truth about it when he asked for my honest opinion after I met her. But in the end he's an adult and I don't control his life. When he told me about the engagement, he asked me, since it's been 2 months, if I approve of her now. I laughed a bit and told him no, I don't. And he got mad, asked me why. So I gave him the following reasons. 1. They're 20 and 25 and getting married. Which I think is a bit too early. Since they've known each other for around 7 months too. Neither of them have a stable income or know how to cook and clean, so they're hitting a disaster zone. 3. They're not going to have a prenuptial. 4. Again, I don't like her. But again, I told him he's an adult, so it's his choice. I also told him they were going to have to move out because I have 3 other underage kids to look after and Sarah is not at all nice or kind to them, and that I won't support him and Sarah. Just if they are in an emergency. Right now I fully pay for and house him. He pays no rent. And he has a part-time job, and his monthly salary, if they budget it, will give them more than enough for essentials plus savings. Sarah owns her apartment, so no rent. Plus I am fully paying for his college, so no loans to worry about. But other than that, they have to figure it out something themselves. I also told him not to expect me to pay for his wedding. Because A. They want a very extravagant one, and B. With the cost of living rising, I want to save enough money to make sure my youngest, who is in 8th right now, will have the same opportunity as him. He got mad at me and left. I recounted this to a few of my coworkers and they think I am in the wrong. So I have come here to ask some strangers. Am I wrong? NTA, while he actually doesn't need your approval to marry her. If he was expecting you were going to pay for the wedding, that's a bit delusional. NTA. He asked you if you approve of her and you said no, but did not attempt to forbid him or anything. Generally your response and actions seem very reasonable. NTA. All the examples you mentioned show that he is still a kid. He's financial dependent from you. For the living. For the wedding. You do not like the girl and they don't do anything to prove you wrong. He wants to be an adult. He has to behave like one and take over responsibility for his own life. You are no awe. You let him the choice who to love. But you are allowed to be honest to him and that this girl is causing trouble on your family. NTA. All your points are valid, and if he thinks he's mature enough to marry, then he should be mature enough to respect your stance. Storming out is not very mature. He's not entitled to your money at 25. Yo. Why in the world would he expect you to pay for his wedding? I think it's great you were in a position to pay for his college. That alone puts him in a better position than a lot of people. He's not an only child though. So good for you for ensuring there's enough to give all your children equal support. Dear God, NTA. Your coworkers can suck a duck. Your son has a lot of waking up to do. But like you said, he's an adult, so you can't force him into not marrying this chick. Stand by your ruling of making them move out though. Sounds like you and your other kids are in for a rough ride if they stick around. That's not fair to the other kids. And that would make you the Your son is 25 and doesn't know how to clean or cook. NTA. You're right that he's an adult and you can't force him to make a different choice than the one he's made. Maybe it would be worth reminding him of how much you're still financially supporting him at his big age of 25, since children, barring extenuating circumstances, typically start gaining footing in their independence in their early 20s. Whereas he seems like he's not eager to make any steps towards that because he still presently expects you to keep providing for him and then some. I'm not suggesting stop paying for his college. But if you're giving him fun money, allowances, I think it's time to revoke that so he starts making up lost time in learning how to walk on his own 2 feet here. TBH. Based on what you've described, I'd be questioning if substance abuse is a part of this picture. NTA. He asked, you answered. It's as simple as that. Even if she was lovely and you only had an off feeling. Still NTA. You're entitled to your own opinion at the end of the day. NTA. At any time you say you approve this union, they'll think they're entitled to all your support. At least if you put up this boundary now, they'll think a little and hopefully be hesitant to ask for handouts from you. I've seen it happen to my friends with their adult kids. My friends allowed their adult children's partners to move in, then had to feed them, clothe them. You don't want to be in the situation where you're grandparents but the grandchild is more of your own child and you're also still having to support your kid and their spouse. Y'all living under one roof and they do nothing to contribute to the household. You do not need all that headache. And it's not fair to your other kids to have to put up with that mess. I've seen it. Don't give in. You might even want to start charging them rent before they get too comfortable. Don't give them an inch. Cuss right now. That future in-law sounds like she'll take more than a mile. Good luck. NTA. He asked for an opinion. You gave it. And sounds like you have good reasons. You are right in that it is his decision. Just as equally, it is your house and finances. He is an adult, and you get to decide who you want in your house and who to support. I.e., you and your younger kids. Stick to your guns. He is an adult now and needs to start acting like one. Good luck. NTA. He asked for your opinion and he got it. I must also say that your communication of this disapproval has been very respectful as well. In that you're treating him like the adult he is. Absolutely not the asshole and actually a good dad. NTA. Sarah does not sound like a suitable match. I'd rest and why so many young people rush into marriage. What's the harm in waiting and trying living together first? NTA. For not approving of the marriage. Because he asked for your opinion. Was your answer a bit harsh? Yes. But it was also honest. Is there a possibility Sarah is pressuring your son into marriage, or has he always rushed things? Either was. 7 months is quite a short period to know someone. NTA. He wants to play adult while living with mommy and having everything paid for. He needs a reality check and I am glad that you have boundaries. Info. Why does he need a prenup? You said he doesn't have a whole lot of money. Just enough for essentials. It sounds like the GF owns an apartment, so she may be better off financially. You said you don't have a whole lot of extra money ATM and need to save for his siblings. Doesn't sound like he has a dime to his name. So what's the deal? This is why I think don't ask questions if you don't want a brutally honest answer. Info. How does a 20-year-old own an apartment? Let's be clear. What was your question? AITA. For telling my son he's delusional to think that I'll approve his marriage? Quote. Answer. NTA. You gave him your opinion. With straight facts and explanations. Simple. Nothing more to add on that matter. About paying the wedding. Remind me something. When he left after you gave him your opinion, what did you say at last? I told him he's an adult so it's his choice. And you're right about it. You didn't give him your approval but you said it's his own decision. So he has to withstand with his decisions and consequences. If he wants his wedding, then he can pay for it. Besides, you stated that not only his girlfriend has her own apartment, but you have to support 3 other underage kids right now. And you pay for his college right now. He's time for him to man up and face the reality for once. To understand that money doesn't come in the pocket by doing nothing. Your son a score 3/10. Just being stupid like a golden kid. Your coworkers a score 1/10. Smells the denial. NTA. Not at all. WTF? What reasonable adult thinks their parent should stump up for their wedding and somehow magically support them? Are we getting the full facts of this story? Also, have they even lived together yet? What is the rush to get married? He needs to figure out how to survive on his own in the world first.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.